Once again, it's the one and only Optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And on today's episode, thanks to the absolutely incredible contributions from all of my Optibotimus Plus channel members, we're going to be taking a look at the new Marvel Legends series, Infinity Saga, Avengers Endgame, Iron Man, Nano Gauntlet. And that is a lot to say. And of all of the Legend series replicas that Hasbro has done recently, this is probably one that I was looking forward to the most. Because as many of you know, I am a huge Iron Man fan. Does it live up to my expectations? We'll find out. For the package, as you can see, you got a really nice image of the Infinity Gauntlet right there. Well, I shouldn't say Infinity Gauntlet. It's the Nano Gauntlet. Of course, you got the Legend Series logo. It does require batteries, which we'll get into all of that here in a bit. See, it's got lights and authentic sounds. It has a articulated hand, which is fantastic. Front of the top. Again, lights and sounds, the articulated fingers, the, let's flip, nothing there, that just shows the, it does have a snap sound effect. Again, we'll get into all of that here shortly. This side here, you can see that you do have removable stones, which is cool. That's a really cool feature, which obviously I'll show off here in a second. I'm hitting my camera. And then when you come around the back, you can see, as I talked about, you can remove all the stones. You can have the open gauntlet right there, articulated fingers, all that fun stuff. But for the packaging on this, that's about it. Nothing overly spectacular. It's very similar to all the other Marvel Legends series prop things that we've gotten before. So without further ado, let's get it out here and see how cool it actually is. And here we have the Nano Gauntlet opened up out of its packaging and ready to go. And this is really a very, very cool piece. But I will tell you, I do wish it was better. A lot of the stuff that they did with this is really very cool. In terms of having magnetically attached stones, articulated fingers, the sounds, all that stuff is really very nice. But I definitely think that it could have been done a little better. Starting off first, as you can see, you do get all of the Infinity Stones. These are really very cool looking and have, I mean, there's some really decent detail in there. Coming in to take a look, you can see that they are kind of just this generic sort of thing, but I mean, I'm okay with it. It does have a very stone look to it, which is okay. The back section here, you can see the magnet. Now, you can also see that there is a very specific kind of hole section here. Now, obviously, this is the Power Stone. This is the Space Stone. You can see that the backs are actually different. So these can only plug in to the appropriate slot on the Nano Gauntlet. Let's see what the Reality Stone here has. That's a little, the diamond shape. Soul Stone here has, I don't even know what that is. That's another little weird one. The Time Stone here has a little shape right there. And then obviously the Mind Stone has this kind of thing. So all of them have different shapes that specifically correspond with the different holes that are here. One thing that is very, very cool, and starting things off, now obviously we never saw Thanos, and it's kind of unfortunate, we never saw Thanos actually acquiring the Power Stone. That was kind of a part that really kind of bugged me out a little bit, and that's as far as I can go back. So what you do with this, now each spot right here, as you can see, does have the corresponding peg. So you just take this, and then magnetically, it grabs it. You can see that it lights up, and it does have a very specific sound. So this is the sound when you push it. That was the hum that you could hear, specifically in the scene where, like, Thanos was pushing that on Thor's head. You could hear that noise. So each stone does have a very specific sound to it, and then you can take it out. I mean, my fingers, there we go. You can remove it like that, and then again, attach it very nicely. And then you can hear the attachment sound to it, which is cool. The other thing is that when you have the stones kind of set up like this, the snapping gimmick does not work. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, going through the order of things, this was the Space Stone, the second stone that he collected. Let's see if I can get that in there. Oh, no. Now, it does have a very specific way. There we go. And again, love that sound for the attachment. And then when you push it, Again, that was kind of the sound that he used when he wanted to travel through space and such. And then, again, I love how they glow, because that too was a definite feature when he was utilizing them. Now, as you can, I don't know how well you can see it. It does kind of have a little bit of a bleed, not a lot. That's pretty impressive. I do kind of like that. Now, going on to the Reality Stone, plugging that in. Again, I love the different attachment sounds. That's really cool. You push that. Now, all of the sounds are coming from this piece. One thing that I do wish was done differently would be have better sound effects. I mean, it's not bad, but I definitely think that it could have been a little bit louder, especially when you come to that snapping feature. That's something that we'll touch on here a bit. Here we have the Soul Stone. That goes right, oh, no, upside down, right there. And you can see that they light up very, very nicely. I really do like it. And then again, hitting that sound. Slightly different. And then again, you get these blinking, because as he would use them, specifically Thanos, because Iron Man didn't use the individual stones, but as you would use them in the Infinity Gauntlet, they would kind of light up and everything and do their thing. The next one that he collected was the Time Stone. Putting that... Oh, wait. Oh, no. Hold on. Do I put that? Oh, no, I had that in the right... Okay, let's put that in there. That attaches nicely. Again, really nice green color. It does bleed through very, very nicely. I was really kind of surprised to see how bright those are. And you can see with my lights on, you can see that they're lit up very nicely. And then again, going to the time, you push that. That looks really cool, too. Again, you get all of them blinking very nicely. And then finally, the Mind Stone. This was the big guy. This is what brought it all together. And then you put that there. And now you have all the stones. This is the way that it was. This is the nano suit that Tony Stark used that was able to pull the stones off of Thanos. Now, this is the part that I do wish was done a little bit differently. When he had all of these, there was a lot of extra damage that went throughout the entire thing, and a lot of really cool lighting effects. I really loved it. This is a very perfect, clean look for it, which I'm not the biggest fan of. When he had all of these stones, the power was so much. I mean, it's ultimately what led to him dying. All the power coursing through here was really destroying the nanotech. When he snapped his fingers, that's when it was so much power that it ended his life. And I wish that they kind of did that with this. So it looks cool like this. I just wish that it had a more battle damage kind of look. And then obviously when you tap that, all of them get going. And that's just super, super awesome. Again, you do have the sound effect piece right here. One of the cool parts, though, about it is you can see you can put your hand in here. I'm going to put my hand in, and all the fingers are a rubbery material. You can see them folding right here. The rest of this is all plastic, but it does have some... No, I'm hitting buttons. It does have some rubber elements, like right here. It does have some hard plastic elements throughout it, but you can articulate the fingers. I'm trying to get my fingers all the way down there. So you can see you can kind of move things around. Now, one thing that I will say is that, especially like right here, when I'm, and I'm going to do it here in a bit when I snap my finger. I mean, it's a snapping thing, right? So you're like going like that. There's some plastic underneath here that rubs on my, you can totally see it. It was already rubbing. I don't know how well that's coming across, but that's red from the plastic in there pushing on it. It's definitely unfortunate, but it is what it is. Now, I'm not going to be using this a lot. The other thing, you can see that there is some articulation here in the wrist. This is all plastic, and it does kind of shift around and everything. So you can't really get a repulsor blast pose or anything like that, but again, I wish they would have did something with this to make it a little bit more lit up, I guess. But the snapping thing... I darn it, I think I did it. No, that's, I kind of spoiled it for you. But you can see, like, some of the lights are flashing. You kind of bring your fingers in the snapping gesture. You go like, and the thing that kind of stinks is it doesn't really get it all the time. I don't know how to do it, but and as I'm trying to do it, it's not doing a very good job. So sometimes taking this out and like powering it back up does kind of help to kind of reset the whole thing. So let's see, get that going like that. Let me turn the lights off so you can see that a little bit better. And then, I mean, again, like just taking my hand out here, you can see how cool that really does look. One thing, and I'm going to bring in the Infinity Gauntlet. One thing that I would say is that I do kind of feel that these are a little bit more less colorful than that one, but you can totally still see which ones they are, especially when it comes to the Soul Stone and the Mind Stone. I feel like there's a more different color tone between them, which works very nicely. Okay, so sliding this back on and then snapping my finger. God, yeah, it doesn't work all that well all the time. So yeah, see it. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna leave this off just to kind of let those power down, and then I'm gonna try putting it back on. But while I have it, I want to show you can totally see the kind of force that you're putting in there to get things. So like you can see that there makes this all red and everything. So I don't know necessarily if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I got a whole bunch of weird stuff here. Now, while I'm waiting for this to power down, I'm going to show you or do some comparisons. Now, one thing that's nice is you can stand it up for a nice display piece. Let me see if I can get all that in the shot here. That's I have to extend this way high up there. There we go. Bring that down. And now here is the here is the Infinity Gauntlet. Obviously, Thanos is a pretty big dude. I feel like that should be a little bit bigger, to be totally honest. But this one, if you remember, you had to put your hand in here, and you had to pull levers to get things to do it. So it didn't have the rubber pieces on there that allowed for the articulation, but you can see the coloring that I was talking about here. The brightness of this is a little bit better, I do feel. Although I think that there's a better differentiation between, well, no, I don't know. Now that I'm looking at it, that looks a little bit more orange there than that. So, I mean, it is what it is, I guess. I think that both of them still look really very cool. Both are very iconic looking pieces. This is the first fully assembled, full powered Infinity Gauntlet, and then obviously the Nano Gauntlet right there. And that's, okay, you can see that one's powering down. Okay, now, I want to try, oh, both of them power down at the same time. That's quite impressive. Now I want to try doing this, because like I said, sometimes it's a little bit better to reset it doing that. So let me try doing this. All right, so then when you put it in there, and then when you move your fingers, it will activate it again. Let me come down a little bit more. And let's see if I can do this. And like, honestly, I don't know how to activate it here. I mean, you're supposed to just snap your finger and it's supposed to do it. So, oh wait, that wasn't even in there. All right, that kind of slid out. That's what the problem was. Okay, so now we have them all powered in there. Let's try it now. So, there we go. Oh, finally. Okay, so you can hear the sound, and that's the sound of him basically bringing everybody back, which is cool. You can then snap it again, if I can, and then it goes through it again. You can see that the lights kind of pulsate a little bit. Let me turn the lights off again. All right, so here we go, and let me see if I can get it. We're going to snap my fingers, and God bless it. I'm not a fan of it. Alright, put that back in there. That I'm definitely not a fan of. That's one part that I really think could have been a lot better. It's just not reliable with that. It ends up hurting your fingers. So I'm literally sitting here and I don't know what it is that activates it in here. So, and again, I mean, that just hurts. I mean, I really like it. I honestly do. The cool part about it, though, really doesn't work all that well. The snapping, you can literally see I did it a million times, and it doesn't do anything. I mean, I don't know if there's a trick. Literally, though, I don't know why it's not working, honestly. It's just unreliable, and that's definitely unfortunate. The other downside that I personally feel that this does have is a lack of a premium paint job to it. It doesn't look bad, as you can see, but I do think that they could have done a little bit better of a job making it look more metallic looking. That would have been cool. The other thing that I talked about, obviously, the battle damage, that would have been cool to see in it. So there's a lot that's good, but there's a lot that is not as good. I think for a display piece, it works really good. I'm perfectly okay with it as a display piece next to my Infinity Gauntlet. I just, like I said, I really do think that part of the downside is the unreliable nature of the snapping. Now, it's going to be powering down, so let me see if I can get it again to do it for you. So let's put this in here. I'm getting my hand in here. I'm going to activate it. There we go. And let's see if I can... Come on. It's frustrating. Because, like... Listen. That's all you should have to do. And it doesn't do it. I mean, you saw it one time. How many times did I snap my fingers? It's definitely not as reliable as it should be. So, in general, I like it. I think it's a good display piece. It's a good attempt at recreating it. But I definitely think that it could have been done much better. I don't know how they could have done it better, and I feel like I should try to give that kind of feedback. But honestly, I don't know how you can make it better. I'm thrilled to have it because I am a huge Iron Man fan, as all of you know. But honestly, I feel like I can't really recommend this too much just because it doesn't do the biggest thing that it's supposed to do, and that is the snap thing. I love the fact that you can remove the stones. I think that's really cool. I do think that when you have it in there, the whole damage look really should have been something that was kind of paid more attention to, and the snapping just kind of is a thing that doesn't really exist all that well. So I'm happy that I have it, but it could have been a lot better. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. There is my look at the new Marvel Legends Infinity Saga Iron Man Nano Gauntlet. If this is a piece that you would like to add to your collection, it is available right now online at places like Big Bad Toy Store. So for that, all you have to do is click on that little join button right down there, where you can go to BBTS and check out availability on this, as well as the rest of the wide range of Marvel Legend pieces. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. Thank you all for tuning in, and as always, until next time, remember that the real trouble with the world is that too many people grow up. Thank you all for watching and taking the time to be a kid.